at 12:20, right?
We're just glad you're here.
Pardon me?
We're just glad you're here.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Sometimes I forget. Not very much. Just make a couple comments on last game. Obviously, there's the outcome is really very disappointing. We had moments in the game that I'm really proud of our unit. We gave them some momentum early in the game. We didn't fit a speed sweep, and we're just so close. If we got one guy, my linebacker, that if he fits it correctly, and I don't know how many times we rep that particular sweep in practice, but if we get it fit, it's a 4-yard, 2-yard, 3-yard gain, but we didn't. So it's a long run, momentum. They scored a touchdown. After that, we came back, and for about 35 or 40 minutes of the game, I think we played as well as we could. And we get in a situation where we bust an adjustment and communicating, and it's another touchdown, uncontested. If we line up and we do what we're supposed to, and they beat you, but we didn't give ourselves a chance on that play. They got some momentum after that, came right back on the field very quickly, and hit another touchdown. And the outcome of that. So with that said, I'll be happy to start answering questions.
Raise your hand, we'll get a mic to you. Go ahead, Nate. I guess just with Tua out, just kind of what do you look for from Mac Jones and just their offense in general? Will it change any?
Well, I think we'll see. They're not going to completely change their scheme. They're going to, let him do what he does well. The thing is, there's not enough tape out there to know exactly what that is. But I'm sure, they've been, running the same plays in practice, and I think he can. Obviously he's at Alabama, and he's the backup because he's a good player, and there's no question about that. So I don't know that they'll change a lot. They may lean on the run a little bit more. You never know. They got 3 or 4 great tailbacks, so we'll see. We got to be ready for it all. And there's no doubt about that. And I think even though they lost a really good player, there's a quality guy right there ready to take his spot.
Chief, for many years that you've been in this league, Alabama had the game manager type quarterbacks, but now the last few years they've had really dynamic guys. What have you seen from, it's like a philosophy change almost, that they're more dynamic offensively?
Well, you may remember me saying this last year. Talent-wise, last year their offense was the best I've ever been on the field with. They got great speed at wide receiver. They got great speed at tailback. They're very good up front, and they had, one of the better quarterbacks in the country. And so, why not use them? And they've made that decision to use them, and they've been successful that way. And it gives the fans something to cheer about. Everybody wants to see you throw the football, score all those touchdowns, and they've been able to do that. And it's just what they do.
Yeah, Chief, I guess the half you were able to evaluate Jones against Tennessee, they were probably kind of vanilla because they had a big lead. But what did you see from him? What did he show you in that half?
Well, like I said, he's got a good arm. He can move around a little bit and get away from some pressures. He can do that. But the biggest thing is, I'm sure they gave him an opportunity to do some things in the second half of that game that they're going to be doing. And but like I said, he's the next guy up at Alabama because he's a very, very fine football player.
Eric Gregory, got in a little bit, I guess, when Sully got hurt. What did you see from Gregory, and was it good to, at least get him some work?
Well, yeah, it was, and we needed to, and we got some other guys in, and to get them some work, I've never been in a situation where I've given up on the opportunity to win a ball game, but there was a period there where we needed to get Eric in, and we need to get a couple other guys in. We got Andre Parker in the first half, and he finished up the game, and he needs that experience to keep growing and getting better. He's not, you've heard me say it, you know, he's not going to get better till he plays in the game.
How do you think those young guys did?
But I think they did. I think they did well. May have made a mistake here or there, but that's what you do when you had it's your first time playing. But for their first time playing, I thought they did well.
Micah Smith got a little more extended playing time too. What did he look like?
Well, I think Micah was in the spots that he needed to be. He gave us an opportunity, and he was a part of that 35 or 40 minutes where we played really, really good football, and that's important.
I know you probably spent half your life playing Alabama. It seems like maybe that's not much of an exaggeration, but I don't think it is actually. But the fact they've won 88 straight against unranked teams, I think it goes back to Saban's first season when they beat Colorado in the bowl game. Just what does that speak to the consistency and just the fact they never seem to slip up and nobody sneaks up on them?
Well, I think that speaks highly of the head coach and his preparation. There's no doubt that he runs a quality program, and there's no doubt that they got outstanding athletes, and there's no doubt that he listens or they listen to him. And he, there's no doubt in my mind. I can say this because I feel quite confident. He is the leader of that football team and that football program, and he's done a great job.
Defending those slants, how much pressure do they put on people because of the speed at wide out, and they might want to try to get over the top. They also throw the slants on you.
Well, they throw the slants, but then they got the double move where they take that step inside for the slant and they come back out and they're up the field. With great skill athletes, it puts a lot of pressure on you, and we've got to be able to defend it because I know we're going to see it. Thank you, guys.